the universities. They come in at a higher level, but they leave at a lower level. There is a 13% attainment gap. And as academics, we have started to ask, why is that? We do know some of the reasons why is that, but we are starting to address it. Moreover, if you didn't know, most Black Africans are the group which have more degrees in this country.
Wow.
However, that is not represented in leadership, is it?
No.
So we need to ask why. So according to Kahinde Andrews, he reported that white families have an average of assets of 221,000 pounds of assets, while Black Caribbeans have 76,000, Bangladeshi have 21,000, and Black Africans is just 15,000. So that's why it is important to start dismantling racism in our education structures, in our employment, and in other places. I'm sorry, I know it's a party, I'm not here to depress you. But I think beyond after celebrating, we need to get involved, get our hands dirty. Prayers alone won't work. We do need to pray and get involved. So when George Floyd was murdered, I was privileged to be part of a panel discussion in my church on racism in church, society, and education. A recorded video was used by various head teachers in London schools for reflection with their teachers on how they treat Black students and how they represent Africa in their teaching. As a result, I've been appointed as a trustee in my church to discuss on intergenerational issues. So why am I telling you this? Because I've been inspired by KCR, but also because I want to challenge you to put yourself in order if you haven't, and then start getting involved in this. First, I challenge you, do not allow yourself to live in fear or in abusive relationships. Secondly, if you live in a council house, move out if you can. If you can't. Why? Because any children that are living in council houses are classified as disadvantaged children in this country. So whenever they are saying that, if you're there, that you may never know, but those are your children. If you can't move, I know it's not easy. Inspire your children to do better than you. So start exposing them to do other things. Visit universities, companies, other areas that they can see. Read more books on racism or know what is happening. There's a book by Ashimolo, or Pastor Ashimolo, that says, "What is wrong with being Black?" There is also, "Why are all the Black kids sitting at the cafeteria?" by Beth Titan. Read and get involved in what is happening. Create good values for your children and be there for them. Money is not as important to them as your time. Look at the rate of stabbing in London. Who are stabbing who? Most of them, you find these Black kids. Where are their parents when they are carrying knives? I'm not blaming parents, but they still have a pride. They good values. When you put your house in order, take up leadership role and stand up for justice. Actively participate in community matters. We need more African representation in education, in parliament, in policy making, in the media. Media is the one driving this narrative about Black children, driving the narrative that Africans are poor. We need people who can present the other story out there. So at least we have a representative from BBC. So we hope we have more. We want our children to get into those platforms and give the other story. Anyway, when at least after Black Lives Matters, people are listening. So take up those opportunities. I'll give you an example. First, what Jane has said, she gave a lecture, and I'm hoping you're coming back in no time. Why am I inviting Africans is because we want to challenge the narrative. The black students were very, very much inspired. Everyone was inspired. We have expatriates who are Africans in our expertise. She came as a mental health specialist, and we learned a lot. So we need to do that so that we can be seen. Take governorship in the schools, in communities, whatever. When doors open, get in. Let me give you an example. Recently, I had an opportunity to give referrals for academic interviews. I knew two guys who had PhDs. So I told them to come in. One was saying, oh, my boss cannot give me opportunity. The other guy was coming from up north. He got the job. He's only teaching 1 day a week. By the end of the month, he told me he was earning 2,500 for teaching 4 days. The other guy, he didn't get the job because he said he couldn't get the permission from his boss. So my question is, and the difference is, when opportunities come, how you respond to them is very, very important. The opportunity is here. Unfortunately, George Floyd had to die, but people are listening. Get in. Take those opportunities for us, for our children. As I come to close, I want to inform you what I was called here to do. KCR, we are collaborating soon. I've just written I'm seeking funding, so pray for it. On a research project on exploring barriers to Africans' parental involvement in UK's education system. This is about you. I've used KCR as my point of contact. So I'll be coming back when it's approved by the university. They want you to do it. So I want to hear your voices. I want you to get involved in saying, what is it that you're finding difficult? What are the barriers to you getting involved in the education system? Whether it is you as a student, as a parent, from primary school to secondary school and throughout. So this is your platform to engage and lay your voice. And perhaps whatever we discover, obviously we will use it. Now also that I'm having even a national platform, even in the universities, maybe later after we gather the evidence, we'll be able even for you to come and engage with the academics, with teachers, to say this is what African parents are saying. So my hope and my prayer is, when we are ready, when we call you, please jump up and talk. All you need is to talk. And hopefully in the future, after this is done, I'm hoping that also we will have a visit to my universities, maybe with your kids, so that we start inspiring them from Maroa age. They know what happens in university, we go to the library, to the other places. So this is what we are doing, and I hope you get involved. Also, there is an anti-racist event happening. It has been prepared by the Hackney. I've shared it with Jane on her Facebook as well. That one is an online platform, so you can join those events. You just need to register. You go to Jane Kiguru's Facebook, you find it there. Those workshops, we need to go there and listen and know what is happening. We need more Africans there so that we can hear. The Caribbeans are talking. Most times I find I'm the only African trying to put it out there. We need more in education system. All our children, we want them in education. But if you are not there, how do you know what they are being taught? What do you know when they are segregated? What is happening when they are changing the curriculum? So we need to be there. We need our voices. We need to decolonize the curriculum. We cannot do it without us getting involved. You are paying taxes, you are citizens in this country because you are paying taxes, and so you and your children deserve the best. God bless you.
Wow, I appreciate you, Dr. Karamo, we appreciate you. God bless you. So when she calls, when we have got everything together, please let's come out, let's answer that. I want to go really fast and finalize the last bit that is quite very personal, very